grading Ryan Garcia. In this video, I give my letter grade for Ryan Garcia's performance against Oscar Duarte. This is your boy, JG. This is the Punch Report. Let's get into it right here, right now. So, victorious Ryan Garcia makes his return. Derek James as the lead trainer. I want to provide a letter grade for Ryan Garcia's performance, and I'm going to give a few examples in video form of areas where he improved tremendously and things that still give me concern as a professional prize fighter moving forward, that being Ryan Garcia. The letter grade is going to be a B-. B- for 8th round stoppage of Oscar Duarte. And we're going to get into the reasons why here in a moment. For a brief overview, I did a breakdown video of this bout. I said Ryan Garcia should be able to get this done primarily because of two things. Massive lack of speed for Oscar Duarte. He's not a fast-handed fighter at all whatsoever. Ryan demonstrated some of that with his defensive responsibility and how he was able to pick certain shots off. That and the fact that Oscar Duarte, as I mentioned, just lacks offensive variety. Get in the high guard, wade forward, don't really jab, don't really set up offense, doesn't show any angles at all. And he was going to be available to get hit, and he got hit with big shots. So, first and foremost, for areas of improvement for Ryan Garcia, his offhand, so his right hand as an orthodox fighter, his hand discipline. If you take a look at the video clips here, I think these are both from the first round. You see his ability to throw punches, keep his chin down, but catch and pick off shots of Oscar Duarte here on the outside of the glove, showing that discipline and his ability to utilize tremendous vision, understanding what's going on in front of him, and then still managing range and distance. Number two for me is his ability to consistently throw punches and bunches. I have a few examples here. Let's go and take a look now. 2-punch combinations, 3-punch combinations with variety. Got into his uppercut bag, something that we haven't seen a lot of. It was going to be effective against Duarte because he's just going to be right in front of you. That's a guy that's going to come down with his chin really low, waiting for the uppercut's a great punch to throw against a guy like this. And this is something that really set up the ending sequence for Ryan Garcia. And stay tuned in the video because I want to walk through that one as well. So those are the two things I think that Ryan Garcia did really well. One of those I called for, the combination punching, but he also had really, really good offhand discipline, able to see, identify shots and pick those off cleanly and remain relatively unscathed. Now, as I said before, I gave Ryan Garcia B-, so we got to get into the critical things. I'm not a fan of the footwork, generally speaking. He used a lot of movement in this fight, a lot of lateral movement. That I can get down with. But back foot crossing quite a bit, squared up a lot, put himself in situations that Oscar Duarte, because of his deficiencies, was unable to capitalize on. But against elite fighters, the footwork has to be much cleaner. And this one is the most critical one of them all. I know I've seen a couple of videos floating around about the bootleg Philly shell that he tried to deploy. That's not as concerning to me as his response to pressure. We saw this a little bit in the Tank Davis fight, but let's take a look at the clips here. When he's not doing the right things, he does awful things thereafter. So turning your back, shelling up, and bending down at the waist, trying to protect yourself is not best case scenario. Oscar Duarte received multiple warnings about striking the back of the head, which in some cases were probably warranted and fair, but Ryan Garcia is putting himself in a position to be struck in the back of the head. A fighter with more tools, more ability, more know-how, no experience is just going to see that, step off on the angle, and land vicious shots to the body on Ryan Garcia, possibly uppercut of their own. I could see a step outside the lead foot, pivoting over, and then throwing a right hand up the middle of a guy who's not looking because he's bent over and shelled up. You cannot turn your back on the opposition. Oscar Duarte allowed you to get away with those mistakes, that being Ryan Garcia. Against elite competition, you're going to continue to have trouble against guys who understand how to manage range and distance and get offense off in a variety of ways, something that I've already mentioned before Oscar Duarte was not known for. He came out and was the exact same fighter that the film showed us that he would be. Ryan Garcia, Derek James combination, I'm seeing some things that I like. Ryan Garcia definitely still has a lot of work to do to be an elite fighter. I think the Rolando Romero call-out's a good one because Rolly's a big hitter, but he's awkward, and it's something I think that Ryan Garcia could manage. That bending over at the waist or turning the back shit, though, is going to get him beat up pretty badly, so he's got to clean that up. The best guys that we think about, Tank Davis rematch, guys like Devin Haney, even like Teofimo Lopez, offensively, those guys are really, really special. They're polished. Obviously, we saw Tank Davis stop Ryan Garcia. I don't think those are the fights that Ryan Garcia is calling for, and I think it's for good reason. And I think with a guy like Derrick James at the helm, being the leader that he is going to carefully walk Ryan Garcia through the next steps of his career. But let's get to the fight finishing sequence. Take a look at the tape here. Oscar Duarte deserved to get knocked out brutally. He literally followed Ryan Garcia around the ring, doing absolutely nothing, not cutting it off, not setting anything up, not trying to corner Ryan Garcia. And when Ryan Garcia took himself to the ropes and corners, Oscar Duarte just didn't take advantage of that. Understand the speed discrepancy makes you hesitant because you want to get caught. You'll see Ryan Garcia attempt that counter hook, that check hook, so to speak, multiple times before finally landing it heavy. And when you look at the reverse angle, you don't think Oscar Duarte is hurt that bad, but he did win the dancing contest for executing a wonderful stanky leg and then eating a multitude of shots and then going down. As far as the count's concerned, yeah, you always going to have protests and this is BS and why did they stop this? If you are on a knee and a ref, the official in the ring, is holding up a 9, a 5, and a 4 in front of your face, that fight is over. And I don't blame him. I think it was a good count out, and I think it was a wise decision for Oscar Duarte to stay down despite the protests, because at this point, Ryan Garcia was starting to get really, really accurate with his shots. No need to take additional punishment. Let me know what you guys think. Where did you grade Ryan Garcia? A, B, C, D, E, F. What's next for Ryan Garcia? This has been your boy JG. This is the Punch Report. We out.